want you to exit on the backstretch.
This records conversation.
Rider meeting on the infield, please. Gather up at the infield for a rider meeting.
Who?
The riders.
Where?
In the middle of the infield.
Sick.
Welcome in, everybody. My name's Corey. I'm joined again by Nolan up here on the deck to be hosting our racing this evening. Looking forward to some fun action here tonight in our fourth and final session for the 2026 Marymoor Grand Prix. Tonight we'll have our finals for our elite women and our masters and cat 3 men. Kierin, sprints, all that great stuff starting things off. We've got some more mass start racing, another Marymoor Crawl, and ending tonight with a Madison for the elite men. Thank you for joining us. Hope you have a great time out there. Please enjoy. If you're enjoying the broadcast or this watch back, please hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. It really goes a long way. Thank you very much. And let's head back down the track for our rider meeting, and we'll get racing very soon.
Give me something new. I want it back through and through. Just do it. I'll let you rule. I know you like to break the rules, and my cry is being too good for you. I'm too good to you. I'm too good to you. My cry is being too good for you. I'm too good to you. I'm too good to got power over me. You lock me up, don't wanna leave. Music and the little things without you don't mean a thing. My pride is being too good for you. I'm too good to you. I'm too good to you. My pride is being too good for you. I'm too good to you. I'm too good to you. Do just what you want. You're the one I trust, and I always be around when I need some loving, baby. No one else.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome in. This is session number 4, our final bit of racing for 2026 Marymoor Grand Prix. My name is Corey. We're happy to be your host for the evening, along with, once again, Nolan Adams up here to join me to start.
Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome in. If you're here at the Velodrome, joining us live and enjoying the show in person, you're the real champions here today. Thanks for being a part of the show with us. Part of what makes the GP so special, we always talk to our athletes about it, is that we have such a good crowd here in Redmond. It's the bike capital of the Northwest for a reason. Got a lot of people that love good bike race, love to come out here and cheer on these athletes. Thank you for being with us. If you're out there on the live stream, watching it now or watching it later on YouTube, also appreciate your viewership. Hopefully you have a great night here watching some fantastic racing. We start off with the Masters and the Cat 3 men in the sprint tournament. We go straight to our finals. We did the early parts of these rides earlier today, so if you weren't here for the noon racing, which, let's be honest, not many of us were, if you watched it maybe from afar, you would have seen all the qualifying rounds for what will be the exciting finals here now. This is the ride for 3rd and 4th place, a best of 3 series. The rider has to get 2 out of these 3 rides before they will earn 3rd place overall in our sprint tournament for the Masters Cat 3 men. After this, our elite women's sprint tournament also come up for their first ride. On track right now in lane 1, that's James Campbell Harris for Leading Factory Racing in the mostly white kit. In the all-black, Alex Huey, number 159. Oh, changing up the look here. It's actually a black and white look this evening with that little bit different look. Yeah, it's because we talked earlier. He must have been listening in on the speed of the color white. I'm guessing that's what it is, Nolan.
Yeah, it's either that or the other kit was a bit dirty and they didn't have a chance to get some laundry
Oh, okay,
done.
boss. That makes a lot more sense, actually. You're probably right.
Sometimes I have that,
Yeah.
the sense part.
Yeah. Common.
I'm working on the dollars.
Yeah, both of these racers had a good day. Obviously, they've made it to this stage, and it was not a tiny field to start today off. They had to work their way through some qualifiers. First, the 200 meters to start off the day, and then a couple rounds in this sprint tournament to qualify and advance here to race for 3rd and 4th. So in the last round, they got bested, and that's the 2 that we're going to see next, the race for 1st and 2nd. And that puts them in this race, but I'm interested to see how this one plays out. I'd say 2 pretty different riders in this tournament here have met in this round.
Yeah, the lead rider now, James Campbell Harris, known for top speed, straight line speed, not as dynamic of a rider as his competitor. As they go into the bell,
You look for Alex to be aggressive and position himself very early on in this race to the front. In fact, he's already on his attack here. James Campbell Harris starting to roll things up. Can he get there in time? The gap's starting to close a little bit. He's on top of the gear now. You can see him starting to smooth out the motion. That gap just got real big to start. Does he have the opportunity to close? He's going to give it a shot. Huey takes ride number 1, it looks like. It's a good move on the home straight in ride number 1. The ride for 1st and 2nd now coming up on the track. This is number 129 for Bike Central in the black and white checkboarding there. Going on to lane 2, Stephen McLaughlin. Next door in lane 1 for the Marion University, racing number 163, Josh Shiraz. I still need to double check that. Both Oregon riders, of course, so look at that. The match of Oregon up here in the Seattle area. This is the first ride of the best of 3 for 1st and 2nd place. About ready to get it started. I'm hopeful here for a pretty good matchup for these 2. I've seen obviously the experience of McLaughlin. We saw it on display earlier. The way he rode in the previous round up against Huey was really a brilliant thing to watch. He's just such a master at this sport. And the rider from Marion University, he's got some great speed, good jump. and he's aggressive in his own way. So I'm excited for this one.
There's almost like a sense of unpredictability when you're riding with a college kid who hasn't been doing it too long, and for a wily veteran like McLaughlin, could present some challenges.
Yeah, interested to see. We get to at least watch him twice. This first matchup, it's the rider from Marion University in the front, leading us through down the back straight currently, with McLaughlin happy to sit behind. In the chess match that is the match sprint, being in front, being behind, being above, being below, those different choices, they seem small, but they have a big impact on the outcome. And the approach that the riders are taking in this first lap as they're setting up the approach, they're chosen a strategy, they've chosen the way they want to ride this thing, and their positioning is a lot to do with how things will turn out, especially when they're well matched in terms of their top speed. Based on the qualifiers, McLaughlin, the rider in black, is the faster rider, and with all that experience in his back pocket, I'm expecting some good things from him tonight, but of course, the rider from Marion, the unknown one, good jump from behind as he saw the move, looking over the right shoulder. McLaughlin saw an opening and makes the attack out of turn 4.
Opened up a pretty big gap. That's about 8 bike lengths, but the Marion University rider, Josh, is narrowing a little, but it might not be enough coming into turn 3 here.
Yeah, you can see that gap has closed. It may not be enough. He's found a good turn of speed to try to close this thing down, but the attack and the aggression from McLaughlin looks like it's plenty for the first ride. Excellent execution from the veteran. Elite women for the sprints finals, ride number 1 now coming up. In lane 1, number 9 for Summit Racing is Jacqueline Wunrow. Number 12, Eclipse Racing, Eva Lynn up close to the rail. In their first in the best of 3 for 3rd and 4th place. Now at the start line. Elite men Kierins are coming out quick for the semifinal round. That's up after the next ride. That's on deck, the ride for 1st and 2nd. Wunrow from the qualifiers, the rider in black and red with the faster time, but Eva Lynn punching up based on the qualifier, placed down at the bottom of the list and has worked his way up here to be in this matchup today.
Not an uncommon situation here at Marymoor, especially at an event like this where we get so many out-of-towners. They don't necessarily know the line to have a really fast qualifying time, so you do get these sort of riders who have a punch above their weight in the actual sprint tourney. Just as I say that, we got a big attack over the top from Eva.
That's a big woo from Eva to go early, not let this thing go short. A bit of a surprise move to make this about a 600-meter race. Going the distance here. Wunrow's trying to catch back onto the wheel. No benefit from the slipstream when you're that far off the bike. It's all just going to be individual grit and speed now to see if she can close this gap back down again. There's a bit of an opportunity for a catch here. Eva popping up out of the lane a little inefficient moving, but it doesn't look like it'll be enough. Good move to make it a long race this time for Eva. Jacqueline's going to be looking for that next time. I imagine maybe the order that she heads into that second turn might look a little different. We'll see in ride number 2. Coming up next, ride 1 for 1st and 2nd in the Elite Women's Sprint Tournament. It's a very calm and cool, collected group here on a Saturday, enjoying the racing right now. We're all being very contemplative.
I don't know. I feel like there's some party people in turn 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one.
At the start line now, out in lane 2, that's number 1, Lizanne Wilmot. And lane 1, taking on rider number 8, Diane Snoblin. Ride number 1 in the best of 3 for first and second in the Elite Women's Sprint Tournament.
For all of our fans on the live stream in Australia, you might recognize one of your own in rider number 1, Lizanne Wilmot, coming to us all the way from Sydney, Australia, by way of Canada. A bit of a backwards loop there, but making the commute in to the GP and winds up in the final. Not unexpected.
Yeah, a very savvy competitor. Year after year, we get to enjoy Lizanne Wilmot. And from up above the northern border to Canada, another Canadian. And from Burnaby Velodrome Club, Diane Snoblin, another annual recurring athlete here at the GP for the last several years with lots of great results. She's in the front position right now. Wilmot happy just to follow the wheel at the moment. Snoblin's had sort of a typical attack window, both in the scratch and in the sprints up to this point. And I'm wondering if Wilmot's been watching that and thinking about where she expects the speed to start coming from. Ooh, move here to control the race a bit. Feeling the pressure now. This is creating a situation where Snoblin has no ability to turn left unless she slows up. So now it's very much Wilmot's race to control the pace. She'll dive down first, takes the lead from Snoblin. Both riders will have the sprinter's lane. This gives the opportunity for Snoblin to ride up onto the wheel and try to set up for the pass. Good control from Wilmot. Does she have enough to win from the first position? Snoblin setting up for the pass. It won't have enough. Snoblin's got enough power for that one.
That was a great ride. Great watch. Dynamic. Haven't seen that strategy yet today. Great ride from Snoblin.
Yeah, strong rider, able to get the pass. That's a fun one. We'll see them again in ride number 2 in the race for first and second. The semis for the Kierins, Elite Men, getting set to start next. Following that, we've got ride 2 for the finals in the sprints, both for the Masters, Cat 3 men, and the Elite Women. All right, let's take a look at our first group in the semifinals. Up there nearest to the rail in lane 6, Sage Deleuze. Next door in lane 5, Wyatt Paul. In lane 4, Andy Baker. In lane 3, Zachary Simon. In lane 2, Otis Hatfield. And in lane 1, Evan Insero. The Elite Men's semifinals for the Kierin top 3 advance to the major final. Pacers getting the signal and on their way. Pacer now on the home straight. Riders ready. Those new to watching Kierin racing, if this is your first time observing, this is a 4-lap race. Riders have the help of the pacer to bring them up to speed over the first 2.5 laps at our velodrome. And so you'll see that front bike will pull off on the back straight after the field sees 2 to go. The final lap and a half will be up to the 6 riders to race it there. The purpose, the intent is to bring that field up to speed and try to conserve as much energy for the riders as they get up to speed. So it's going to be a very gradual acceleration, so it's nice and comfortable until they're at top speed, right in that 30-mile-an-hour range where they're going to be dropped off, and then riders could take the race from there. Top 3 advance onto the next round to race for 1st through 6th in the major final. And riders are committed at first. They'll take the position in the lineup that they lined up before their start. So lane 1 takes position 1. Evan and Sarah all the way up there at the front, number 101 with the white kit and the pink helmet. Keep your eyes on position 5 throughout the rest of the Keirins tonight. He has our flying 200-meter time trial record for the elite men. He has our kilo elite men record in the books as well, and he must be a favorite given a good race to win this thing today.
Yes, very much so, yes.
If you missed it yesterday morning, he took our time down by nearly half a second on a 200-meter flying time trial, which is just an incredible achievement here at our velodrome. So we'll see how this looks. Andy Baker is going to get this rolling first from the middle of the group. He's going up to speed all the way to the front. He wants to get advanced into this major final. Just get away from the sprint, off and away. As soon as the pacer moves off track, Baker's still off in front, and Sarah leading the rest of this field right now. Here comes Wyatt Paul up the sideline. He's going to work on that blue line to try to slot into first ahead of Baker here soon. And Sarah riding a little bit around Baker. Otis Hatfield still on the wheel of Insero. Paul's done what looks to be enough work. He's going to start pulling off. Insero and Hatfield.
That was a very interesting race. I didn't expect Insero to come back, but had the power, got the slingshot from Baker's draft, and came around, and I believe took second.
Yeah, it really pays off to have smoothness in your top speed in a Kierin, right? If you watch riders and how they accelerate, having this like really smooth acceleration, and that's how it looked there as you watched over in turn 3, and Insero just kind of held on to that position from Baker, and really a nice strong finish for him. And of course, Wyatt Paul, who we're going to be watching throughout the rest of these Keirins, is going to be the favorite potentially to win it all. Had a nice easy race there once he got ahead of the rest of the field. Next one coming up here, our second of the 2 semifinals. 7 more riders in this group, and out of the 7 we're going to take 3 more to advance on to that major final. Rider out there closest to the rail, Colin Dunlap. In lane 6, Dylan Lawson. Lane 5, Merrick Gallagher. In lane 4, Stan Douglas. Lane 3, Darian Dukin. In lane 2, Alex Siegel. And down the sprinter's lane, lane 1, Sean Blaney.
To my eyes, this heat looks a little more I feel like a little closer. We might see like a 5-way battle for the top 3 here coming across the line.
Pacer on its way. Should be a fun one in the second heat for the semifinals. Pacer onto the home straight. Riders ready. And we're away. The Power Ranger is here. Douglas is going to be moving up into position 4, riding for the Shogun Seattle. Gotta love the red Power Ranger look. Yeah, a bigger group than our last heat, so one more rider to race against. And as you said, it feels a little bit more like there's kind of a little bit more wide open. I don't know certainly who will be the top rider in this group. I know Siegel's got great top speed, but maybe more known for his race in the sprint, not necessarily in a Kierin, but he'll be out here to fight. Sean Blaney's looked really fast all weekend. He's in position 1. Maybe not where he wanted to be. I don't know if that's his right approach. But
yeah, and I think another rider to watch here is going to be third from back with that black and red helmet, Merrick the Redmond Raptor Gallagher. Obviously, we have 3 or 4 folks in here that are also doing some mass start events this weekend. So, but they do punch above their weight here in sprints as well. So, I expect it to be dynamic and close in the top 3.
Gallagher pushing up 1 position. The Power Ranger being a friendly neighbor here. He pulls up and away, maybe wanting to move back in this group a little bit. Still riding above the red line, so a little bit of shifting in position. The longer the Kierin, the more likely I feel like you're going to get some movement. I mean, 6 long is still a pretty long lineup, but 7 or 8 riders, there's a little bit more energy in the back to kind of close up things, move up a bit. Already starting to get pulled apart a little bit in the middle. Gallagher kind of leaving a little gap here. Pacer now out of the way. Blaney on the front of the lap. Darian in position 3, following Siegel into the turn, and A little bit of acceleration from the front. Now Blaney starting to pick up the pace as the bell's ringing. Gallagher looks like he's ready to leap here soon. Now the gap starting to form as Blaney showing his good speed. Siegel's got a great wheel to be on. That's going to be a great setup for him. So now he's looking like he's going to just do a real fast flying 200. Now Gallagher's going to get up to speed. Can Blaney hold off the charge from the rider who's now currently in fourth? I think Gallagher's got this in the bag as well. Blaney, can he hold on? I think he will. Siegel, Blaney, and Gallagher will be the three across the line first to advance to the major. Oh, I might have something was said earlier. No. This is not the. There will be racing next week. We may have said something a little bit sideways on the live chat. Nope, there will be more racing. This is our last session, not season, last session of racing for the GP. That's probably what I said.
Yeah,
earlier.
in this event specifically,
That's right.
This is the last night of racing. The last.
Yeah. 2026 racing continues on. Don't you worry.
Oh yeah.
Bringing back up the sprint finals, the race for third and fourth in the Masters Cat 3 Men Sprint Tournament. Alex Huey in lane 1 this time. James Campbell Harris in lane 2. Riders getting set for their start. It's Alex Huey, the rider in position 1 right now, who has advantage in the matchup, winning the first ride. James Campbell Harris has got to find a way to change things up here and hope to send this to the third ride if he has a chance. So the rider closer to the blue line in the middle of the track is, again, the one with the advantage coming into this ride. Last time we saw, he just got aggressive on the home straight, kind of coming out of corner 4, set up a really good attack while Campbell Harris wasn't quite at the speed and ready for it. Gap got too big, couldn't get back in time. I'm expecting either a change in the order, which is what we're seeing right now. Huey in front, Campbell Harris able to watch him, and or just a change in the speed. Maybe Campbell Harris is thinking kind of roll things up through this corner so that there's not going to be such a difference between top speed and current speed. That could really be a disadvantage for him as the sprint gets going underway. Coming along side by side. Lots of elevation for Campbell Harris. The threat, the attack from last time was right here. No jump from either rider. Pushing the pedals a little bit, kind of working their way towards corner 1. This will be a very different race than we saw last time. Both getting things under power, kind of at similar speed. Campbell Harris falling up onto the wheel a little bit here. Huey from the front. Campbell Harris is on that wheel, ready to try to roll it up with him. Now here comes the push from the front. Campbell Harris trying to match. Starting to close the gap a bit. Want to work around that rear wheel. Now sending it into the slingshot. Onto the home straight. Does he have enough to send us to the third ride? He will. Campbell Harris takes ride 2. We've got a best of 3 and a third ride coming up.
You love to see it. That was a great change of strategy from Campbell Harris, really paying off there. You know, what you said is ramping it up, keeping it fast, so the speed differential isn't as great because that's what his competition kind of has a competitive advantage in, and really used that to his advantage there. But great win from Campbell Harris.
Good series between those two. Looking forward to the next one. And here comes up the race for first and second in ride number 2. Riders away, it's McLaughlin, the rider in black from Bike Central, who won the first ride and is in an advantage spot now against the rider from Marion University to rise. That's the rider in yellow and blue, currently following McLaughlin.
McLaughlin in that last round with a bit of a different strategy, going quite long, about a 500-meter effort, kind of catching Josh off guard. I don't think that he will choose to do that again. I would expect to see something a little different this round.
It's hard to do two of those in a row for the first, just from the athletic standpoint, but also it's kind of predictable. You gotta do something different. You're the shark. You gotta play this thing. You gotta keep it fun, keep it interesting.
He's probably got a dozen strategies up his sleeve, and it's just a matter of which one he wants to employ, given how the race is playing out.
The rider from Marion University with great top speed, nearly matching McLaughlin's own. He's got to find some way to take advantage of his position right now. He's following McLaughlin now up towards the rail, both riders positioning, but still a little behind, so he still has the opportunity to follow McLaughlin into his attack, which is what he's threatening to do right now. He likes to use this hill here to kind of do a little bit of a dance, try to force some sort of movement. He still finds himself in the front. Dry's starting to kind of pull in some power here. He's looking ready. Now the full jump, hitting into the corner. Marion University behind. McLaughlin, the shark, leads things out. McLaughlin from the lead opposition, trying to grab first place. Does he have it? I think he does. By about a half of a bike length. McLaughlin takes it 2 in a row and will be your champion for the Masters Cat 3 Men Sprint Tournament. And next up, the elite women in the sprints finals. We've got Ride 2 coming up for them as well. The race for 3rd and 4th. Lined up here on deck, the race for 1st and 2nd. And then the elimination race. Once again, after the sprint finals are Ride 2 are done here for the elite women. Masters Cat 3 Men elimination race is on deck. Then we'll get to the elite men for their Kierin finals. Our matchup here between Eva Lynn and Jacqueline Runro. It's Eva in the blue and orange, taking Ride 1 in an even longer attack than we saw from McLaughlin in the previous race, that first ride you were mentioning earlier. Runro's gonna have to make sure that she keeps good check here on Eva, not allowing that kind of a move to happen again, benefit from the slipstream, or just keep connection throughout the first half of this race. Very slow, kind of measured effort to start things off here through the first turn. And it's Jacqueline Munro, the rider in black and red, looking to find a win here and force it to the 3rd round. And there's the jump in turn 3. Similar position on the track that we saw the last time. Will it work again? Got to get that bike up to full speed, and I think Eva just has the jump again and might be able to just do a similar trick here. All the way around the track, both riders go. It appeared that Eva wanted everything in their power to stay behind Runro to be able to make this jump again, and it works. And that'll do it for this matchup. Taking 2 in a row, Eva Lynn will end up in 3rd place today in your Elite Women's Sprint Tournament. And now the race for 1st and 2nd coming up for ride number 2 between Diane Snoblin and Lizanne Wilmot. Lined up for their start. It's Wilmot in lane 1. And number 8 up there against the rail, Diane Snoblin. I saw it earlier in the live chat from our friends from Darwin. Go Aussie girl. They become our most chatty of what do they call themselves? The fixed gear freaks, fixed gear bike freaks, something like that.
I'll just have to trust you on that. I'm not all up in the live stream quite as much as you are.
That's fair. Yeah, that's kind of been more of my business lately. But yeah, that's number 1 that they're cheering for. And Snoblin, unfortunately for the Darwin fans, picked up ride number 1. Looking very powerful, looking strong as she's done all weekend. Wilmot is a very experienced sprinter, a veteran to the sport. Now self-proclaimed retired athlete, as she likes to call it. She's been doing less than usual. She is known for many different disciplines within cycling, some more unique than others, including some world records in the penny farthing, which is, that's a niche sport in of itself if you know anything about penny farthing racing. At the moment, though, she's back here to Redmond enjoying some sprints in front of the Redmond crowd. She loves to call it home right alongside Diane Snoblin here in this 2nd ride in the race for 1st and 2nd. Snoblin in the lead out spot now. Wilmot in the shadow. Now the jump into the corner. Wilmot not in full speed yet. Now using the hill, trying to get a little bit of a run at her, keeping the elevation. Nice move to try to create a bigger gap. Wilmot not giving as much of a benefit to Snoblin in that 2nd position. Here comes the catch, trying to set up for the pass. Snoblin trying to do what she did in the last race and get the slingshot. Looking like she has the power to do the finish. And it'll happen again. Nice race, good setup from Wilmot. Snoblin goes 2 in a row. And will be your champion for the Elite Women here for the weekend of the GP. Congratulations to her once again. And Lizanne, fantastic racing to get here into this series. There's a high five for Wilmot. We love it. Well done, well done. All right. Elimination for Masters Cat 3 men. That field now lined up at the rail for their start. Fires into the neutral for the elimination. Reminder again for our fans, hands and feet must remain outside of the velodrome while racing's underway. So if you've got up against the rail, enjoying the best views here, Just make sure there's nothing dangling over any sort of edge, no loose clothing, no items that might blow onto the racing surface. That's all for the safety, of course, of our riders and yourself. I got to do a shout out. That looks to be, is that Christian Miller out there just saying, why don't they just pedal faster? I don't know, but $100 in the super chat is appreciated. Thanks for the support, dude. Thank you for that one. Why don't they just pedal faster? That's the eternal question that we just cannot find the answer to. Cool new stream assets. Yes, I agree. Looking pretty good up here. We've got a great team behind the scenes trying to run this show and make it look as snappy and as informative as we can for you all. Thank you for appreciating that. Great to hear it. Racing's underway. This is an elimination race. Rider at the back is going to be pulled from the race all the way down to the last rider. So we're going to be watching the final wheel of this field as they come across the line. My primary job, besides telling the story here of the race, is to make sure the riders also hear from me, along with our officials, who is eliminated. 151 is Ethan Flores. The longer you stay in, the higher you're placing. So the job here is to just make sure you're not that last wheel. There's a lot of ways to race this race. One way is to get all the way to the front and just set the pace for the field. That's the most consistent output. The other way, race it from the back. Try to sprint your way across the line when it comes time. Less consistent effort, more go and slow, but that works for many riders. 159, Alex Huey. Close one between two riders of the line there. Ishikawa barely getting ahead of Huey there. The rider from Triple Shot is going to try to tuck himself into the middle of the back part of the field there. Look for the dark blue of Darlene here to try to push up alongside. 136 is Darlene. He was in the tough spot at the back, as I was kind of mentioning, as they're coming out of corner four. Watch him move up along the rail. He had the right idea, just didn't quite have the speed necessary right when he needed it at that one moment. And that's what's so tough about this race. You can be looking real good, racing a great race, looking real comfortable, and all of a sudden it's over in the blink of an eye if you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Matt Haldeman, 134. And yes, if you're noticing the lack of banter and back and forth for a good portion of the racing tonight, Nolan Adams is back onto the infield getting ready. He's going to be suiting up for some racing here tonight, as well as he always does. So he'll be getting into kit and getting ready for the 10-mile scratch later in our program. So you're stuck with just me for a while. Sorry about that, everybody. 155, Owen Chen. Couple riders dangling just off the back here. Going to work their way back up. See if they can position themselves high across this field. Carl Mathis, 154. That was one of our two riders just barely off the back, not quite able to hold on. Another acceleration here coming for right from ACT up high, trying to move up into position, should be okay. 156, E-Log. 156. $14 riders left in this group, so still plenty of racing here left in the elimination. ACT having to do it again. That's that right in the outside position. 158 this time, Matthew Ishikawa. And the rider I'm referring to for ACT that's out in that position is Brendan Lang. Kind of dangling after the effort even more this time. Does he have enough to get back into connection? He's kind of played this role at the back, taking riders out one at a time over the last 4 or 5 laps. Starting to pay a toll, though. I think he's found his last lap here. No one back there behind you, Brendan. That'll be 162. Brendan Lang. You're seeing some different riders move their way up to the front. If you were watching last night, you would have seen the rider in white and blue. Now in the second wheel, Jeremy Cattell absolutely tear this group apart in the points race. Scott Grinsel, the rider in pink, coming all the way to the front, also with a great result last night in that same points race. 149, Malikian. Nearly into the top 10 now for the elimination. Hard to even get to this stage when you start with 23 riders at the rail. It looks to be Ryan Havel for ACT at the back end of the field. Been having a pretty good looking weekend so far. Should have the kick necessary to maybe wheel it around the corner. So look down low in the middle of the field for this elimination. 115, Hafer. When I said the middle of the field, that's the one I was referring to. He was in a tough spot, tried to do the right thing, back up and go around. He had nowhere to go when forward, but when you wait till there, it's tough to reposition. Havel still all the way at the back. He has the flexibility of positioning. When you're off the back like this, you are allowed the most freedom, but you got to sprint. He's got this one. Whoa. 140, Calder Hardigan. I might have spoken too soon. It was close. But yeah, Hardigan on that one. So Havel stays in for another lap, doing that work at the back. Maybe he's feeling like he's done with that. You can see him starting to move up a bit. Let's put someone else at the back of this group now. That was a little scary. Fergus Tanaka, 147. Field kind of rotating around, and you'll also notice there's sort of a rotational thing that happens in this race where riders are kind of moving up to the front and pushing riders back into the middle of the group. That's another part of the race you can kind of watch over time. You'll notice now as Galen Eriksson's moved to the front, that pushed Grinsel back a position, and that also kind of rotated around the lead riders. That's another portion of how way the fields move that creates these eliminations. 138, Scott Grinsel. Now down to 7. Warning to Tanaka for language. Fergus Tanaka, officials warning for language use on the track. Looking down, so nope, no one's there. Havel knows it's going to be his number call. That's 143. Havel. Down to 6, nearly into top 5. The podium right around the corner if you could just hold on a little bit more. Galen Eriksson, Jeremy Cattell at the front, nearly side by side, looking really comfy, leading this group. The back end's going to have to start working around here. Oftentimes when it's down to about 5 or 6 riders, these fields will get pretty flat to the line, trying to fight for every inch. Scott Vigliotti, 157. Alongside the names I mentioned before of Galen Eriksson and Jeremy Cattell, we also have Ilya Tutski out there for Kai Velo, number 131. Chris Wilson of the Found Cycling Guild in the green is right in front of him. And also out there is Andrew Lynch for Coalition Cycling. The 2 riders for Coalition kind of in the middle of this field right now, riding side by side. Who's it going to be? Whoa! It's 153. That's Andrew Lynch. There you saw the whole group flattening out as they came across the finish line. And it's Lynch just barely left out of that one. Tutski starting to work his way up. That's the rider with the bright colored helmet. Chris Wilson, this is positioning Galen Eriksson in the tough spot, so he has to move around, get up out of the saddle. He's got good response, good kick here. Cattell down low. 131. That'll be Tutski. out in 4th place, down to the top 3. The winner of the points race from last night, Jeremy Cattell, in the middle of Chris Wilson and Galen Erickson, our 2 local riders with some great results here on Friday nights. Regular competitors here under the Friday night lights. It's Chris Wilson that makes the first jump, and now the pass coming to the corner. Looks like he just didn't have quite enough to get away. 105, Chris Wilson. Down to 2 on their final lap between Cattell and Erickson. What looks like a momentary match sprint. Both riders will slow up just for a hair, look at each other, check when's the next move going to come, who's going to start the speed. Erickson really gets things going first from the higher position. Down on either side of that red line, Cattell's got the short lane. Erickson's trying to come around the outside. That's right, put your hands together. Erickson versus Cattell, one big sprint. Oh, wow! All the way to the line for a great fight. It's Cattell on the inside that looks to get the better of this matchup. So close. Erickson with the disadvantage of being above that red line is probably what ends up making the difference there, as their speeds look so well matched on the home straight. The Kierin minor final for the Elite Men is on deck, followed by the major final for the Elite Men. Kierin. Nice race for Jeremy Cattell, looking for some high fives, some waves. Excellent racing here today. Congratulations and well done. Great finish in today's elimination for the Masters and Cat 3 men. Now coming on track, we're into this finals round for the Kierin. Up first, the minor final. Out in lane 5, Zachary Simon, Propulsion Cycling. In lane 4, Andy Baker for Liquid Velo. Colin Dunlap in lane 3 for BPM, Holte Browns News. In lane 2, Stan Douglas of the Shogna Seattle race team. And for Half Acre Cycling, Darian Ducan in lane 1. Pacer on its way. The race for 7th at the finish line here. The minor final about ready to start. Pacer on the home straight, riders ready. The race for 7th place is going to be at the front of this race when it's all said and done. The minor final for the Elite Men Kierin. Up next, the race for 1st through 6th and all the podium spots in the Kierin. They're all in the ready area. We'll be coming up onto the track next. This 4-lap contest, the Kierin favoring top speed. Our thanks once again to Will Fowler for driving the Pacer tonight. Looking good there at the front of the group. It's also important that the rider in position 1 gets up to that moto first when they start the race, and also at no time may any front wheel cross the rear wheel of that lead bike. So the field kind of compelled first for that lineup as they draw when they start, and also to stay behind the Pacer throughout these first 2.5 laps. When it's all said and done, again, about 30 miles an hour or so when they get dropped off on the back straight. Zachary Simon wearing some new colors. He's got on Shogun of Seattle kid, it looks like. Moving around a little bit at the back end of the field. Baker kind of gets a look at him, feeling that he wants to make a move himself. It's kind of what Baker did in his group earlier. Now the move coming from the front. Look at this explosion from the front of the group. Darian got on a strong attack from the front of the group. Just wants to take over, take charge, and lead the lap. 1 to go. Darian with a nice gap here. The Red Power Ranger, Stan Douglas, is trying to climb his way back into this. That 2-bike gap doesn't seem very big, but it's enough right now to really apply some pressure. The catch starting to come. Baker along the blue lines, finding his turn of speed now himself. Baker trying to set up for the pass, trying to get this one set up for the minor final. Across the line, Baker drives it home. Nice race there in the minor final for the elite men, Kierin. We're going to bring up the race for 1 through 6 in just a moment as these riders make their way around one more time. Oh, look at this. That's exciting, too. A small cheering section of cousins in town cheering on Scott Grinsel at turn 1. I hear you. Where are the cousins at for Scott Grinsel? There they are. Congratulations. A great race there, Andy. Baker at the front. Yes, Baker, the same family name of the Velodrome. Rocking and rolling there in the minor final for the Kierin. Up now onto the track. The race for 1st through 6th getting set for the start. This is the final session of racing for the 2026 Marymoor Grand Prix, our main event of our racing season. Now into a very exciting race, the race for 1st through 6th for the elite men, Kierin, now getting in positions and ready for their start. Closest to the rail out in lane 6. That's rider 127, Sean Blaney. Next door for Waterline Racing in lane 5, Wyatt Paul. In lane 4, rider 101, Evan Insero. For Project Echelon Vanguard in lane 3, Otis Hatfield. For Waterline Racing in lane 2, Alex Siegel. And also for Waterline Racing, lane 1, Merrick Gallagher. Riders getting their final check-ins here, making sure everybody's secured and ready for their start. And our pacer's on the way. Pacer on the home straight. Riders ready. Clean start, race getting underway. Everybody lining up for this 4-lap race for top spots on the podium at the GP. Crossing the pursuit line, get back behind the pacer. Looks like the lineup is going to figure things out. And we are in our order, ready for this race to go. Gallagher again, drawing position number 1. 3 Waterline Racing members in this Kierin final, so the local team representing well, including what I think many would pin to be the favorite here today, the rider in position 5, Wyatt Paul. Holds the local record here for the elite men, kilo and the flying 200. Has had a record-setting couple of seasons. 4 laps is the perfect distance to get up to speed and really show what that top speed looks like, so you're likely going to see one of the fastest finishes at our track we've ever seen from that rider, and potentially bring along with them the rest of this very quick field. So this promises to be explosive and exciting one way or another. Let's see how many can challenge to the line here. What kind of a race are we going to get? Gallagher at the front is going to have to think about his positioning. As soon as that pacer pulls out of the way, what is he thinking right now? How is he lining up for this race? Right behind him, of course, Siegel Great sprint finisher. Knows what he's doing. Otis Hatfield in position 3. Lots of power for that rider. Who and how is this one going to play out with the pacer now out of the way? Gallagher leading their effort around. Look for the windup from position 5 as he's going to try and grab some elevation. Speed's likely coming across his finish line. Paul already going up to the front. He wants the lead of the lap right now. He wants the clear away move. Can anybody match this speed? You're about to see the winner of this Kierin right here and now. Can anybody find that rear wheel? Does anybody have that acceleration? Can anybody get in close? These are some of the fastest riders we can put on the track over the weekend, folks. And look at the gap Wyatt Paul just rides away with. Wyatt Paul, Merritt Gallagher, and Alex Siegel. Waterline Racing goes 1, 2, 3. Wyatt Paul, though, that top speed, you cannot see it matched here this weekend. No surprise. That really was the question at the lineup. Was like, does anybody have anything in their arsenal of options in their power that they can do here to do anything about Wyatt Paul? And the answer is not really. Not here this weekend at the GP. Breaking records at our track and others, and taking home some nice prize money for yet another victory here today in the Kierin. Wyatt Paul. Ride 3 for the sprinters. Anyone that was pushed into that third ride now checking in for their start. Again, ride 3 for the finals. In the sprints to the ready area. I love all the hate for the carbon from the Darwin fans. Pulling up hard for their friend Otis Hatfield in the steel frame. And now lining up for the race for third and fourth, the Masters Cat 3 men's sprint tourney. It's Alex Huey in lane 1 in the white and black, giving the wave to the home crowd. And then leading Factor Racing's got James Campbell Harris up in position 2, close to the rail. The third race for third and fourth, about ready to start. Up next, the Marymoor Crawl, open for all competitors. Riders are going to start heading towards turn 4 here soon. If you want to join us for tonight's Marymoor Crawl, top 3 do podium. There is prize money and, of course, the fun of being in the crawl. You'll head towards turn 4 to compete. You can start heading that way now. So this one's been fun. We had this has been back and forth, and it's the only one forced to ride 3. Alex Huey, the rider currently in front with that white and black kit, the very shiny wheel set, picks up ride number 1 with a nice aggressive move on the home straight, sets it up too big of a gap for Campbell Harris to recover from. Ride 2, Campbell Harris setting the pace a little bit differently, kind of pushing the pedals a little bit sooner, gets both riders up to speed, keeps elevation into turn 2, dives in and holds on for the win as he has to make the pass at the end and is able to do so. Ride 3, we got to imagine both these riders have been thinking about this one for a moment. What am I going to do here to guarantee that I get this victory and get to step onto that third step of the podium tonight? A little more prize money, all that pride to get the win in front of the home crowd. A lot at stake in this upcoming 500 meters. Huey on the inside position, just slightly ahead of James Campbell Harris. Both riders, this looks a little bit like the early stages of ride 2. Huey has the threat of the left-hand turn whenever he wants it. Campbell Harris has to just kind of follow right now where he's at. Both riders a little bit of speed as they go down the hill, but both controlling the bikes right now. Building up that pressure, both riders feeling that anxiety as they hit the hill. Anticipation for the move. Huey has the threat of the jump still. Neither rider up to speed here. Where's the push going to come from? Campbell Harris thinking about getting things rolling. He's got a little bit of push now from that second position. Out of the saddle now. Huey driving down into the sprinter's lane. Both riders getting up to speed into the corner a little bit later than we saw in the ride number 2. Does Campbell Harris have enough time to get on top of it? Making the run at it around the corner, trying to get over the top to the pass. Can he get one here in ride 3? Oh, the fight, he's got it. A pass, just enough. Woo, close between those two. Huey and Campbell Harris have a great race. And before we bring up the crawl, which riders we're just about to get ready to cue you up, one more round of applause for our only best of 3 that go to the third ride between Huey and Campbell Harris. Fun to see it go to 3, and what a matchup that turned out to be. Great racing between these two. Well done here at the GP. Love to see it. And now we're going to start calling all riders that'd like to be in the crawl. Head up into corner 4, please, onto the rail. Marymoor Crawl riders, all participants up to the rail in corner 4. Getting a good look at Nolan Adams there on the stream before this crawl. Still wearing your staff shirt. I love it. Yeah. Crawl is about going slow before you go fast. Riders got to stay behind the finish line until the bell is ringing for some amount of time. We don't know how long before the bell will ring. Riders must stay upright under their own power. They cannot put their foot down, and they cannot exit the racing surface. If they do so, they are out. If they cross the finish line before the bell, they are out. Looks to be about 20 riders lining up for this start. Top 3 do get podium and some cash. This is it's called the Marymoor Crawl because it's invented right here. It's our local favorite. We do it at every one of our big events. There's a lot of pride in our community for this one, especially the junior team loves to compete in the crawl. Sort of taken the world by storm for a little bit. It was called the longest lap at many velodromes across the world. We reminded everybody, hey, that's our longest lap, the Marymoor Crawl. Riders away, cannot go anywhere too quick. Time to just boogie here on the home straight. That is I heard off mic, Dylan's got a good track stand. Dylan Lawson, we're talking about, yeah. And he's also got some pretty sick looking wheels on tonight. Look at those things. You get a real good look at everybody's gear. That's what this is really about, is you get to look at the sweet bikes. Oh, the Power Ranger makes the exit. High and by to Sean Blaney.
Check, check, check. Oh, it's live. We're live on the infield.
Let's go.
Who wants to chat? Come on down. Come on down right to the line. Right to the line is appropriate. Lizanne, a little bit more. Come on. Is this all right? This is where you want to be. All right. We got a lot of Aussie fans cheering you on from Darwin, Australia. What do you know about Darwin? And you got any friends and family there?
I don't actually have any friends or family in Darwin. It's really north. It's really hot. It's actually spectacular.
It sounds like you might have some friends now, though.
Hey, Darwin.
There it is. All right. Who else we got? Ooh, this is a nice bike. What are you rocking today?
I'm rolling away.
Oh, bye. Oh, here we go. Friends and family favorite, it's Eric the Sandman Waterman. Ah! Oh, uh-oh. He's locked in, but not anymore. Man, this is kind of jinxing it. Two for three folks I've chatted with are out already. Who do we got?
We did this yesterday.
All right, no more chat. What do we have? We got like a dozen riders left. I bet you this is going to go for like another minute, and you will call me off before, right? I don't want to get run over. Maybe now, maybe soon. Looks like a Kent Ross down here in the sprint lane, but is he going to stay? Are you going to be able to hold this one?
No problem, yeah.
No problems, he said. Uh-oh. Rider down. Rider down. Maybe we're going to hold for a little longer here. Uh-oh, we got somebody getting boxed in. Corey, I think you're going to have to take it from here.
Sounds good. Yeah, it feels like every second that passes, it's more likely that that bell's going to be ringing. Kimberly Chen up to the line. Nope. How long can you track stand? It's a tricky one. 8 to, oh, there it is. 1 to go. 1 to go. The juniors got the big jump at the front. Triple shot. Look at that. Uh-oh, but the big kids are getting things up to power behind. That looks to be Parrish, 106, winning yesterday as well. So comfortable in the track stand, and he had perfect position. Look at this. Can Parrish catch the kid? I think he will. Here we go. Round the corner. Oh, triple shot barely getting past. Parrish grabbing another one, the crawl. Whoa. He might have to get a special title as the weekend crawl specialist. There you go. The Marymoor Crawl, everybody. They'll come rolling around one more time. That was a good race from our junior on the triple shot cycling team. Where is he at out there? Nicely done. Oh, he's going back in the warm-up circle. We'll still give him some love. Well done out there. Getting second today in the crawl. Nicely done. And Parrish gets some love from the crowd up there in corner 4. We love the high fives along the home straight. That's some smooth racing in the crawl, let me tell you. I'm going to go ahead and say we are ready to bring up our riders. It's time for the elimination race. Elite women to the rail. In the elimination, we got to see one of these earlier in the program. This is now for the elite women. 13 riders line up for the start, which gives you an idea about how long to expect this race to go for. Look at this start list. It's very satisfying. I very rarely get to read a start list that goes rider number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right down the number line. If you look out there, you'll see a nice set of numbers, race numbers for our elite women here tonight. And the signal's been given. Racing is underway. Elimination at the GP for the elite women into their first lap. You're not alone out there on the live stream saying you love the crawl. We love it too. That's a fun one, isn't it? It's a unique one. The crawl, again, it's a local specialty. The first known version of it was hosted here a number of years ago. And I think it was back in about 2015, 2016. It caught on internationally for a little while. It's the longest lap at several velodromes. Our first elimination here, who's going to find it at the line. Number 9, Jacqueline Wunrow. Wunrow. Roseanne back there at the far end of the group, Where she's going to be most comfortable is accelerating and then de-accelerating, trying to take riders away from this field one at a time. Gets to do several sprints in the elimination. Maybe just not enough here. Ah, not enough. All right. Number 1, Wilmot. Eva Lynn now into that back position. Gonna have to play up against the rest of this field for the next lap. Petard right in front. The fight at the back between Petard and Lynn now. Charlie Petard, number 4. Eva Lynn. The slightly smaller field, the podium is a little bit closer in reach from your start. You just got to keep surviving a few more laps here. 14 is Grace Edwards. Grace Edwards. 8 riders left in this group. Number 3 is Jennifer Girth for the Crit Nasty race team, all the way at the back of that lineup at the moment. She's going to try to move down low. Is that going to be the right move? We'll see. Darlene in blue, also at the back, has the advantage to go to the right now and go over the top. Whoa, the fight for the position here. 2, Darlene. Girth goes down low. Darlene has the height advantage. Just not quite able to get enough acceleration before the line gets her out. 7 riders in the group now. Whoa, 4 across the back, fighting for every inch. It'll be 3 this time, Jennifer Girth. Eleanor Finlayson in the back of the lineup now. Right in front of her is Sarah Beard, number 10. It's Kimberly Chen, the rider in black and red, who's about to be passed by both of them. She tries to push her way up and around. Man, just making some space happen for herself. She's trying to find this very narrow window. Still not a lot of room for Chen to maneuver. 8 is Diane Snowblind. Now to the top 5. We're here at the podium. Out in 5th place will be our next rider across the line. Chen somehow finding space in the middle of that field. Survives, and now she's at the back of the lineup, making the big jump through the turn, trying to advance a couple positions here. Eleanor Finlayson in that light blue jersey, now left out behind the rest of this field. Can she position ahead? Oh, fighting for every inch again. And she does it. It'll be Sarah Beard, number 10. Beard, 10. Nice movement there from Finlayson, really fighting for an opportunity to get one more lap out here in the elimination. Chen at the back again, makes another jump, kind of in the same place on the track we saw last time. Finlayson kind of swirling around a little bit left and right, looking a little bit exhausted from that last push. Does she have one more here? Oh, she does. Can she stay in? Seven. Lily Kendall. Down to 3. So impressive here on the part of Eleanor Finlayson. Just the fight she's had. Does she have one more again? starting to get dropped a little bit here. You can feel it. That's just one too many, ending up in third. But wow, some really hard-fought laps there at the end of this race. This leaves a matchup between Kimberly Chen, number 13, number 5, Tori Park, your last two in the race. Kimberly Chen has the short lane. Tori Park, local rider for Waterline Racing. Canadian Chen for Red Truck Racing on the inside, head-to-head. Tori looking like she might be able to start pulling ahead. Waterline trying to get some more victories here tonight. Red Truck fight for it, and the battle goes the way of Waterline. Tori Park picking up the elimination for the GP. Great race from those two, and what a battle in the top 5. Well done. We're going to see Tori one more time and lavish some well-earned love and congratulations to Park for that great race. Before we bring up the 10 mile. Congratulations, well done, Tori, for that great race and all the competitors in that elite women group. Elite men to the rail for the Steve Blyfoos Memorial 10-mile scratch race. In addition to the normal record break of $100, Haldy, I hear it's $500. An extra $500 from Haldy if we see the record broken. The one set last year, by the way, for the 10 mile. Let me give you the time here. The men's 10 mile scratch at our track, the record set last year. Dan Brewer on the front of the lap. The time was 18:58.7, and 18:58.7 in the record books. Last call to start in case we're missing any of our starters. I think we're down a few. Last call. In addition, I do have 2 $100 preems that will be rung during this race. 2 $100 preems. They'll be rung from up here during the race. Riders into the neutral for the Steve Blyfoos Memorial 10-mile scratch. We remember our good friend Steve Blyfoos. Friend to many, always good for a laugh. Brought cheer and joy to the sport of cycling. We lost him tragically to an accident a number of years ago now, and we continue to remember him fondly here in many of our racing communities. Longtime Taco Time Northwest Racing member and a fixture here in our track community. Riders now off and away into the neutral. This is a 40-lap scratch race. First rider across the line at the end will be your winner. $600 if one rider can do it at record pace. And, of course, the normal high-stakes environment that is winning the GP, the big scratch for the elite men. Riders into the race. 40 laps to go. Put your hands together for these riders. This should be a quick race, and some of my optimism around the idea that this one could see a record break, even though we just saw a record pace last year, was watching the points race last night and just seeing the speed from the group. It's an impressive group. The top end of this enduro field is very fast. There's a lot of energy in this group. it's not as big of a field as we had in 2025. That's my only thought here, is that we just had more horses lined up at the line to do the work. But I don't want to take anything away from the capability of this group to go fast. Again, watching that points race, if you were here to see that last night, there's no question that speed is something that this group's got in spades. Plenty of experience, plenty of power to make this thing potentially very quick. The early goings in the scratch race is often like this. Pretty decent tempo. Everybody's lined up. A fast-paced line. The threat of attack not really going to ever turn in anything in these early laps. The field is going to be too difficult to pull away from. So keep it quick. Get things moving. Get into tempo. Find your positions. Take your time at the front. Find your spot. Kind of familiarize yourself with the other riders you're here to compete against today. Start scheming your moves. 37 to go. At 36 to go on the front of the lap right now. Elliot Crowther, 130, a regular here for us on a Friday night. Zach Simon takes over in the front, 125, racing in the colors of Show to Seattle for a moment. Some quick rotations. There's our Atlanta rider, Dylan Lawson, back again from last year. So a couple of short poles here in these what feel like pretty quick opening laps. Dunlap, number 128, pulling the way for Kovalchuk. The winner of yesterday's big points race with what turned out to be a real brilliant ride, including one of the grittiest last laps I think I've ever seen from one of the grittiest racers I get to watch on the track, pulling up for what was a very important final sprint against Merrick Gallagher, another favorite in any race that he lines up for here at our Velodrome right now. That's the rider in the red helmet, pulling behind Kovalchuk in the blue of Waterline Racing. Divine Harrison, number 102 for Leading Factory, pulls out of the way. Daniel Brewer, the rider who helped get that record last year for Cheney Doors and Windows and sort of that teal color, he also pulls up. So again, pretty quick pulls here. It's hard to even talk about the rider on the front for how quickly they're rotating around at this early stage of the race. They're going to maintain this nearly 30-mile-an-hour pace for a good portion of this first half of the scratch race. We'll see where the first kind of attack and aggression comes from. Right now, there's Andy Baker coming to the front, taking his pull down the back straight, trying to keep some consistent tempo in this group. Everybody's still together on the 10-mile, which bodes well for our potential record break this evening as well. You got to keep the field together and fast. Share the work, keep it moving. Cameron Fitzmaurice for the Lost Boys, number 120. Another one to keep your eyes on here this evening. At the front, there's Kovalchuk again. There's Merrick Gallagher. Doesn't want to do too long of a pull. And nor does Parrish, number 106, winner of both of our crawls this weekend. That all-black kit and sort of the standout white helmet. Some short pulls encourage the field to sit a little bit wider now. Nobody wanted to drive it too hard at 31 to go. Divine Harrison, 102. Local rider, Leading Factory Racing now leading the pack. Too early in this race to really get a sense of who's shown up today to race well in this scratch. Giving you some of the names and some of the riders to look for. With so many laps still ahead of us, we're kind of just watching this thing develop at 30 to go. Alex Hutchinson in the blue at the front, 121 pulls up. There's Brewer again. Another short pull, trying to hold on to the efforts for later. You're starting to see the first little snap in this field. That tiny little break between the lineup is just one piece of evidence that there's a little bit of fatigue setting in for some of the riders at this speed. And I think this would be a good time to throw in something different. How about $100 to lead this lap? $100 to lead this lap. $100 to lead this lap. $100 to lead on this lap. At 29 to go. Bell's ringing for an extra cash prize. A little hesitation so far from the finish. This is plenty of time to recover. It's Kovalchuk, the rider in that light pink for YBA. Gallagher in the blue. Parrish in the black. We might have a 3-up sprint for the $100. Kovalchuk wants it. Gallagher wants it too. Gallagher will take it. 103 looks to get it. The first of our 2 big cash preems, and Gallagher puts in a pretty big dig and sets up what might be the first break of the race. Gallagher, Kovalchuk off the front. A bridge of 5 might make this a front group of 7. A break of 7 is a real threat here against this field. 27 to go. A lot of communication up with this front group, deciding how hard to go here. With this many riders, are they going to keep on the pace, or we're going to try to set up a separation and a breakaway? Or is there a little bit of racing against each other in this group, a little bit of negative energy being spent? Who's in this group maybe kind of not wanting to work for each other? That's kind of the race within the race. One rider pulling ahead the field right behind the break. Lead rider on the home straight, 26 to go. It's 110 BB for First Internet Bank Cycling. Another rider had a great race in that points race last night. Threatening a little bit of speed off the front. The field has caught the break, so now it's all back together again with one rider off the front and 2, 3 riders or so just trying to get back onto the back end of the field. Consistent high speed in the early laps. Lawson does some work to get out in front of the field along with Divine Harrison. They're chasing down the lead rider. BB's not really interested in being a part of any more effort. He's just trying to force some response. He gets one, and so he'll actually back off the pedals, fall back into the field. Lawson and Divine Harrison, they're here, they're good, they're up above the blue line. Field's on their wheel, they're good to go. 24 to go. That's Sage Deleuze, 104, riding up close to the rail, watching underneath as some riders start to re-accelerate at the sprinter's lane. Gallagher's looking over his shoulder, thinking about going here, trying to see if he has anybody willing to go with him. This young rider's got plenty of motor, good endurance. This is a threatening move even on his own. He can still create some pressure on this field. It's Daniel Brewer, number 109, who's starting to do a bit more work to chase him down. He feels that. He senses someone's got the bullseye on him. He's going to pull up Gallagher, and he also will fall back into the fold, work his way back midfield. Rotating around here a bit more. Now everybody above the blue line. Wide open sprinter's lane at the front. 22 to go. Perry will take over. Number 117 for First Internet Bank Cycling. Was a bit of an instigator last night in the points race as well. Happy to put in a bit of an effort here. He brings with him Parrish, Gallagher. There's Kent Ross, the rider green. Another storied competitor, Kent Ross, and someone to keep your eyes on in these movements. Gets into this break at 21 to go. This is forcing a response from 2 more riders in the group, including Kovalchuk and Dylan Lawson. They both make it up. The field almost split in half. Alex Hutchinson appears to be the rider to bring this thing a little bit closer. Now looks to be 104, Deleuze, trying to get that back group up with the leaders. And we've hit the halfway mark, 20 to go. The halfway check, a 9:45 on the clock, which comes in about 2 laps slow according to our best estimates compared to the record pace. So not quite within striking distance at this current pace. We got a lot of racing still left to go. 19 laps. BB riding high with Gallagher directly behind. The riders have brought it back together again, so what was kind of a split field recombining. Gallagher back down into the sprinter's lane, driving yet another attack of his own. Immediate response from BB and the rest of these riders. At 18 to go. Riding a bit wide here across the track. We're seeing a lot more hesitance as we got past that halfway point. Riders got to be careful not to spend unnecessary energy in this scratch race. There's too many specific things you need. You got to have a great kick at the end. You got to be able to cover any sort of attack before the finish. And of course, you're still thinking about potentially the remaining $100 cash preem. All those things are figuring right now into how much work you're willing to do. Brewer's willing to set one up right now at 17 to go. He's on the move. Rider 109, Brewer off the front. This is a good move from Brewer. He's starting to really apply the pressure to this field to do something about him. 16 to go. Gallagher pulls up out of the sprinter's lane. Beebe now working to do some catch for a short pull. Parrish up quick. Lawson moves out of the way quick. Chris Wilson moves up quick. A lot of short pulls here. Brewer is starting to be a bit of a problem. If no one's going to be willing to do the work. There's Kyle Perry now leading the way. Brewer gets some help from the beverage garden. That's fitting, right? It's not spelled the right way, but it's still fitting. 15 to go. Kovalchuk now to the front. Willing to do a little bit of a longer dig here, thinking he might be able to help encourage the start of this catch. Pulling all the way through that turn and down the back straight. So strong half lap from Kovalchuk, and now it's Gallagher's turn. I wouldn't be surprised if I see him do a similar one. Keeping it quick here. Now he'll pull up quickly himself. He's still thinking this race is fine. He's all right with what's going on in front of him. At 14 to go, everybody's feeling okay with the position of Brewer. Beebe and Kovalchuk. If Kovalchuk's thinking about jumping up here, you know the field's going to try to respond. They're not going to let him get away alone. Perry now moving his way up. Onto the home straight. Brewer moving above the blue line at 13 to go. I think he's showing the field that he might be all done here. Kyle Perry now taking his turn off the front, maybe looking to help. Brewer's thinking he might be able to jump on that wheel, but boy, he's got to find some speed here quick as Perry's kind of rolling away from him. Will we have a two-man break here? There we go. Brewer's got a bit more push still. He'll work his way onto that rear wheel. Perry's looking for the help. It's not quite in position yet. Look back to the field as we've got, initially it was Kovalchuk, now Gallagher responding out of the field, trying to set up the catch. At 12 to go, two-rider break. Gallagher leading the effort to try to bring it back together. Across that finish line, Kent Ross now, short pull. Short pull from Beebe. Riders just keeping it close enough. $11 to go. The two-man break still holding. Five-rider group in the catch right now, trying to bridge up. Kovalchuk not in it. You can see him trying to make the bridge. Luke Ostertag Hill in the light gray at the front of the field, also bringing and starting to pull away now from the field. So kind of one by one, riders climbing their way up, trying to work their way to the leaders at 10 to go. It's now Dylan Lawson in the chase back here, leading the way for the trailing 7 riders or so. Looking for a little bit more help to try to bring this back together again and size up this field one more time. Back to the front, we've got this chase coming together with the break of 3, which if they do, kind of puts the field back at the front of the race with 9 to go. Nearly there. Parrish on the way to catch. Now Gallagher. Divine Harrison back here in the back group, nearly also catching. So this thing slowly getting stitched back together again, piece by piece. And there you go. You can see things recombining over here between turn 3 and 4. The race still all together. A couple riders off the back. But essentially the front of the race is mostly together with just Kent Ross, number 108, trying to keep it so hard to catch him off the front. This group of 3 just dangling in front of the field now, including Gallagher, the rider with the blue, he's got that black and red helmet. in the front of that lineup of 3, trying to hustle the way up to Ken Ross. Hitting the home side of the track. Ken Ross still in the front at 7 to go. We're getting awfully close to the finish here for the Steve Blyfoos Memorial 10 miles scratch, and Ross is back into this lead group. Make it a group of 6 now as the field has been pulled apart, recombined a couple times and pulled apart again. There goes Daniel Brewer leading a chase of 5 up to the lead group. The field about to be at the front. Dangling between the front and the back chase is Nolan Adams, trying to get his way back into this field before it gets away from him. So the field now at the front after several riders catching back onto the leaders. Kent Ross, the rider in green, on the front of the field right now, was the breakaway rider on his own for a bit, brought back in by, was initially a group of 3, then eventually more and more making their way up. And how about the last $100 preem of the race right here? $100 to lead this lap. $100 to lead this lap. $100 to lead this lap. Our final preem of the race before the big finish. Gallagher had a wide open gap here to go get another payout. And doesn't look like he's going to be too challenged here. Making it look a little bit easy. Spending some effort for the money. This might be the time to send it, though. Is he just going to send it for the win right now? Nobody's responding. He's starting to roll. This is his kind of effort. Does the field have a response? My call is he goes. Who else can? 4 to go. Gallagher picks up $200 in the preems. Nobody's in the sprinter's lane doing the work. Parrish comes to the front for the field now after kind of navigating a little bit around right after the first internet bank there. Gallagher, the local, the Redmond Raptor, striking again. In control of this race. Who can bring him back in? 3 to go. Divine Harrison trying to get things picked up again. Does anybody want to race for first here tonight, or is this just going to be a race for second? Kent Ross is looking proud here. He wants to fight. There's just no answer right now. 2 to go. Does anybody have anything left in the tank like this kid does? Whoa. This young rider doing exactly what he needs to do tonight. He gets the incentive. I was thinking the bell might throw someone else out there in front besides Gallagher before he sets out of his attack, but this ends up just being the carrot on the stick he needs. Let's give him the bell. 1 to go. Local products. The Redmond Raptor taking charge here at the GP. Who can beat him? It won't be anybody tonight. The race for second now underway with Brewer on the front. BB right behind Kovalchuk, and here comes the move from middle of the group. That's going to be Fitzmaurice, 120 on the move. Kovalchuk following the wheel. The race for second, fully engaged. Parrish also in the position. We're hearing the claps for Gallagher as he comes in for his finish. Out of the corner. The fight for second still looking good. Kovalchuk in position to fight. He'll find it. Second place for Zach Kovalchuk for YBA. Fitzmaurice, number 120. Comes across the line. Will be in third. And here he comes by again one more time. Great setup, excellent execution. What a way to finish that scratch race. Merrick Gallagher with another big win here in front of the home crowd. Redmond product growing up right here in your own backyard. Redmond High School graduate. Now Waterline Racing's young champion here in the 10-mile scratch. Masters cat 3 men to the rail for the 5-mile scratch. Masters is cat 3 men to the rail for the 5-mile scratch race. catching my breath. That was fun. And now for another fun one. This is the 5-mile scratch for the Masters and Cat 3 men's, a 20-lap race. Same rules apply here. I have a single $150 preem for this field. One $150 preem for this field. And the question in the live chat came in, is it predetermined or random for the preems? It's neither, I guess. It's whenever I want to do it. So I have control over the laps. They gave me that power for some reason or another, to the regret of many of these racers. I get to kind of choose where to insert them. I try to sort of semi-predetermine what lap might feel like a good time, so I'm not doing too much favoritism. But in general, it's meant to create some sort of drama, some sort of fun in the race. I know all of you at home are paying very close attention, but because I'm so adjusted to watching these races, I'm keeping a close eye on it. I get to make that call to kind of keep the race as fun as possible. So one time through this race, I get to ring the bell once and give some sort of a preem lap. I think James Campbell Harris was hoping I would do it right now. 19 to go. I don't know. This looks like a good time. You might not be wrong here. Can Stan Douglas hold off the charge, though? The Beverage Garden says ring it. I think they have onto something. $150 to lead this lap. $150 to lead this lap. Come on, Stan Douglas. Come on, guys. $150. You got to go get him. Go get him. Why not? Come on, Douglas. Up and out of the saddle. Keep it going. Burn it. Let's go. The Red Power Ranger. Go. Go. Oh. Galen Erickson setting up for the catch. Come on, Stan. Oh, the catch has happened. Galen Erickson sends one forward for the 150. I had to do it. You guys were so invested in this situation. I've never seen you care so much. $16 to go. Welcome back, Nolan.
Hello, Corey. Woo! Brutal. That was a rough one. Had a good time while it lasted. You know, I got to witness Merrick a couple times in the last 4 laps, just passing underneath me. Somebody should have handed me a camera. I could have gotten a real cool photo, but here we are. Merrick, good work. Nice to see you off the front, as per usual. But here we go. Speaking of off the front, Corey, we got 3 riders off the front now. We got Ben Flom, Galen Erickson. It looks like, is that Calder? Yeah, it is.
Nice break of 3.
This is a good trio. Honestly, I bet you they're down to work.
With 15 to go, the field feeling the pressure. There's Serge Malikian on the response.
Galen did have a pretty serious elimination. Might have burned a match or 2, but if I know anything about Galen, he's got 6 more in the tank.
Yeah, should have still plenty to put a good effort here together with this break. At least make the race interesting at the start. Calder Hardigan at the front now. This break of 3 taking their turns. 200-meter poles looking nice and even right now.
You know, and the field is all strung out, which means they are chasing with a bit of impetus. But nobody's launching across. I would almost expect to see that, given that the 3 up the road are a great trio of breakaway riders. I would expect somebody maybe like a Scott Grinzel to launch around and try to join them. But things are closing up here, so that disincentivizes it just a bit.
When you got someone around like Lynch, number 153, racing at the front of this field, he's someone who can really do a strong kilometer like this and just kind of slowly but very gradually bring things back together again. He does a good effort here to do just that. That's a long pull from him. In fact, he takes about a full lap there to finish the effort and get the catch. And with the catch, all right, sitting a bit wide across the track. We're already at 12 to go.
You know, Corey, now that I'm, caught my breath a bit, I'm seeing that there's quite a few sprinter types in this field. You know, I think 3 or 4 have already pulled off the track, but I'm seeing a couple by the back here now. Did I spy an Alex Siegel in this field?
Certainly do.
He's a threat.
Yeah, definitely. Keep this field together. Give him a chance to be in the right position. This is just short enough, right? You give those sprinters a good wheel to be on, lead them into a fun mass sprint. Could be interesting. And 11 to go. Riders sitting well above the blue line. Perfect for those sprinter types.
Oh, what's this?
That's a Jeremy Cattell.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Yeah. He is not wanting that kind of speed. This is the champion from the points race last night. This is Tutski also joining in on the speed. He pulls up before making the catch, though. So at 10 to go, it's just Cattell. And there's Lynch again, number 153.
Lynch may be showing his cards a bit, doing a lot of work early.
He'll do that in a lot of our racing. I see here we get a chance to watch him on the weekly in our Friday night racing, and that's a familiar move for Lynch. Darlene up and out of the way, so some quick rotations. Who's going to take the next effort to start maybe bringing Cattell back in? 9 to go. Vigliotti in the green. E-Log rotating off from the front. There goes your winner from the Preem. Galen Erickson has yet more matches to burn, as you mentioned. Nice effort here to try to work his way up towards Cattell. Another rider you mentioned as well, working his way out of the field, trying to jump up to the front is Grinsel in the pink of Dinah at 8 to go. As he gets caught, Cattell moves up, and Erickson abandons a little bit here. And then runs at him. It takes the front for himself.
Yeah, I think Galen sensing a bit of, we saw some clumping up about 2 laps ago, and that's about the time you want to make a jump. The field not really willing to work anymore. A lot of folks getting a little tired. We do have Alex Siegel trying to jump across here to Galen. Alex not known for his distance, but he's been working on it this year. He's more of a sprint duro type these days, but it is narrowing. He might get there, and the question is he going to work, or is he just going to be an anchor?
Yeah, I mean, if you get here with this gap we now have, I mean, maybe Erickson doesn't need a lot of help just to maintain this gap. He's looking real good right now. He's nearly a half lap up on the field. Siegel nearly there. 6 to go.
I think Alex is going to want to work, but is going to need a lap or 2 to catch his breath. I think that's what we got going on here. But we do have, who's that rider with those flashy decals? Is that Alex Huey? Oh, lap down. Can't work. All right, everyone. It looks like a group of 3, but it's really only a group of 2. That rider cannot work. Alex, that rider cannot work with you.
Huey cannot be helping you out there, Siegel. He's like, well, okay, fine. 5 to go. He's like, well, what do you do? What am I supposed to do with that? It's now just Galen Erickson on his own. He's getting above that blue line, and with this race starting to tick down these laps, Huey cannot work. Huey cannot work for Galen Erickson. Huey is in no man's land right now. And it's still Galen Erickson off the front with 4 to go. Where's the crowd at? We still got it. Erickson off the front. It's kind of been sort of a little bit of a sideshow here with the catch from Siegel and then all of the kind of the things going off. He's gone now. He's off the front, back into the field. There he is. We see you. Where'd you go, Siegel? But man, Erickson, without any help, has just maintained this position so well. Someone's got to go get him.
I feel like there's a lot of firepower still in the field, but they're running out of time to actually work together and make a meaningful catch effort.
Calder Hardigan, here's the call. First to kind of restart the speed. 3 to go.
I think that's the first time I've seen Serge at the front, taking a pole and getting out of the way, but nobody coming underneath with any much speed. There's Grinzel, half a pole, quarter pole, and here we go again. Galen out front, coming into 2 to go with quite a gap. 100
110 meters by my eyes.
And he's been out here for nearly, seven or eight laps of this race.
I think the only person who make that catch is going to be Wyatt, but I got to be honest, I don't see him in this field.
Yep, I don't think he's out here today in this group.
Probably ineligible. Too big a gear, wouldn't let him in. Didn't
right.
pass rollout.
Stop right there. At 2 to go, the field looks like they're racing for second. Erickson cruising for first. Here goes Cattell. The first dive out of the field we've seen in a moment. Tutski responding, the rider in that bright orange helmet. Bell's ringing for the leader. Galen Erickson doing it all alone here. 1 to go. Cattell off in front of the field. Tutski trying to catch. Can Cattell actually get there?
I don't know. Erickson's tying up a little bit. Not trying to be shady here, but that's not as smooth of a pedal stroke as I saw about half a lap ago.
He is closing the gap. I don't know if there's enough time, but man, look at this. Cattell's got such great speed. Not going to quite get there. A little bit more from Erickson. He's up and out of the saddle. He'll get it. Galen Erickson rolling solo.
Wow.
Nearly 2 miles on his own. Cattell, second across the line.
And Fergus Tanaka with the bronze here. Our call unofficial until it is official.
Enjoying the stream out there. Hope you are. 130-70 watching right now. Leave that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, give us some support. And while we get some more love, let's give some love out to our fantastic field here. The Masters Cat 3 Men 5 mile. Cattell with a nice second place finish out here tonight. Galen Erickson, your champ for Coalition. Very impressive effort on his part.
Seriously impressive. I think, honestly, Galen probably watched what Merrick did and said, you know what? That looks like a smart maneuver. Let me see how I can get that to play out. And
Grab the preem and then went.
Bingo.
The preem was a lot
Bingo.
earlier, but somehow
Yeah.
it works, you know?
love it. Love it.
Wow. Points racing for the elite women. It looks like the track should be clear. Let's bring them up to the rail, please. Question in the live chat about bonus preem laps being introduced this season. Preems have been around for a long time, actually. We don't do it all that frequently at the track because we race so much. So if you watch all of our racing, we can't just keep throwing cash at people all the time. We are a nonprofit. I don't know if you know about that.
Corey, I'm standing so close to you. It seems like it'd be easier to throw cash just 2 feet to your right.
That's right.
I wish you would.
Yeah, but we do preems, especially at our big events. A frequent feature of Criterium Racing as well. Now a 30-lap 6x5 points race for the elite women in the neutral. One of our last races tonight, the Madison up next after that. That'll be our conclusion for the program.
The neutral lap, Corey, one of my favorites, because you get to check out the gear, you get to check out the chainring and the frame, the shiny decals. The camera gets to have a little smoother of a sweep across the field. Our operators here in prime condition, but it made it a little bit easier by the speed of the neutral.
It's our best opportunity to get to see and pick out your favorite riders that come by, of course. We've gotten many opportunities this weekend so far to watch this field, and now looking forward to this points race. 30 laps on the track. And the last time this group will be racing this weekend for the Endurance Omnium. There's your whistle, racing underway. Points racing for the elite women, 30 to go.
The neutral rolling smoothly into the first lap of the race here. There was an acceleration, but things looking docile. No one launching any attacks just yet. Why would you? It's early.
Plenty of racing still to go. And again, part of when I was commenting on that, on the race you were just in, you're talking about the potential to catch that record. Numbers do matter for average speed over the course of a race. Start with fewer riders, you're going to expect lower average speed just because there's less people to work in the group. So when you got a group of 13 at the line, don't push it too hard at the beginning, right? You've got plenty of racing still ahead of you.
Indeed.
With 6 chances to pick up points, the first sprint is one of many, and oftentimes in these points races where the distance is a little bit longer, it really has to do with how many of these points can you participate in, how consistent can you be throughout the course of the race. Get the points when they're available, don't miss out on your chance, but you got to play for the long game here tonight. Conserve your energy where you can. Next time around, we're going to get this first bell and see which of our riders will jump out to the early lead. And despite having a pretty good sense of all these riders, I'm actually having a hard time predicting how this one's going to play and who the favorite really is to watch here today. Watching the elimination, Tori Park shoots up to the top of the list, local rider, having a great elimination here today.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one to watch. I'm going to throw my throw another name in the hat here. I'm going to say Snoblin. Definitely a fast rider, but if it doesn't, the brake doesn't go up the road, they're going to sit in the field, conserve energy, but I think they're going to have repeated sprintability, which is a word. Don't call me on that. And I think they're going to start picking up quite a few points. Very consistent. But it's got to stay together for them to be in the podium.
And that sort of moderate tempo we saw leading up to this sprint is exactly what she would want to maintain that opportunity to reset, recover, and go, as you mentioned. Here's your first sprint. It's Sarah Beard on the lead of the lap, and Snoblin picking up the first 5. Finlayson, the rider in blue, up against Beard. So I think it'll go 11, 10, and then 14. It'll actually go correct. That is the right order. It'll go 8, 11, 10, 14 in that order, with Snoblin, as you predicted, looking strong in the first sprint. At 24 to go, that's Eleanor Finlayson off the front after finding 3 points in our first sprint, just trying to maintain kind of an advantageous position against the rest of the field. Joined by Kimberly Chen, and I believe that's a rider from the San Jose Bicycle Club. Or is that Ironfly, Lily Kendall? Indeed, that is number 7. The Ironfly Academy's got Lily Kendall here today as part of the GP, out in this break of 3, just in front of the field. All single file, everybody lined up. Your leader, Snoblin, nice and comfy right now in 4th wheel spot. Maybe hearing what you're talking about on the mic, they're kind of thinking, good point there, Nolan. If we keep it at this kind of moderate tempo, Snoblin just has an opportunity to keep doing that time after time. So a couple quick laps there, just forcing some speed. There's your current race leader coming all the way to the front of the group. .21 to go, incoming bell. Everybody sitting up nice and high here. Well above the blue line. Hugging that rail. There's Snoblin leading the field again. They're all just watching her lead the group. I mean, based on the sprints, you can watch her. You're not going to pass her.
No, but you could lead her out.
That's what Kim Chen's doing at this point. Trying to get some aggression going before we get too close to the finish line. The rider from Red Truck, second in the elimination today. Snoblin making the pass onto the home straight will pick up another 5. 3 goes the way of our rider from Ironfly. That's number 7, then number 2, and then 13.
You know, this is where I'd probably put in an attack if I was coming from the back half of the field.
Yeah,
that would have been a prime.
And there's Tori Park. We talked about her, the way she raced that elimination. That seems like that window right now, but there's not a lot of get up and go yet.
It's hard to attack when you're already strung out going so fast. It needs to slow up just a hair more for it to be effective. You got to create that separation, disincentivize the chase.
Yeah, just a gradual roll up. That's just being a lead out. Got to find that opportunity to create the gap. We'll check the leaderboard right now. No surprise, Snowblin grabbing the first 2 means she's your leader with 10 points. The rest of the results right now so far, pretty close up. 2 riders in second place with 3 points is Finlayson and Kendall. Mentioning Finlayson, that's the rider going off the front. One of our riders in second place with 3. Making an attack. Will this stick? This is some good aggression from Finlayson. Petard not able to get the catch going here. Kelly Darlene, the next rider, trying to work this thing back together. And I think Finlayson feeling it, moving up above the blue line.
Great attack. I think what would have really benefited Eleanor there is having a partner in crime. You know, if somebody else could have jumped up and made that connection, you know, within 200 meters or so, and they could work together, that would have been that would have been something that might have been able to, you know, be sustained.
Yeah, fighting a partner out here in this group of 13. Who else is going to be willing to change up the speed, maybe make this thing look a little different? Slowing up back again here, now behind Tori Park at the front of this group before the next bell. Current race leader back in about 8th position this lineup in the all red. Next bell, 16 to go. 16 to go. Bell's ringing. Tori Park in the lead. Eva Lynn coming up out of the sprinter's lane to start advancing. That's rider number 12 on the wheel is Finlayson.
Tori, very patient right now, hasn't really jumped, keeps an eye over the shoulder, checking on Eva, and so far, nobody's really coming around.
Yeah, has control of the front and waiting for some aggression to try to find some points here. But that's the sneaky part where Snowblin all the way from the back. If you're going that speed, she can just bring it up to full power like this. Snowblin again, looking in position to pick up 5. Park 3. Chen, that's number 13 for 2, and number 10, Sarah Beard for 1.
You know, Tori up till now was shut out of the points in this race, but picking up a good 3 there. And I got to be honest, didn't seem to have to work that hard. Probably only was on the gas from about turn 3 into, you know, 50 meters prior to the line before they could shut it down. So still a lot of matches left to be burned, has Tori.
And someone working all the way from the middle back of the pack, working a bit harder there. Still looking very comfortable. I'm sure she's got more sprints in her just like that. 15 points now in her name is your leader, Snowblin. Several riders tied for second. Check this, all with 3 points. Finlayson, Kendall, Beard, Chen, Park.
Say that 5 times fast. Go.
In all the way back in 7th with 2 points. Kelly Darlene just 1 point behind. What is it? Essentially half of the field in a tie with 3 points each. $13 to go. There's Darlene in the front moving up. Jennifer Girth, number 3, rotating out quickly. Park again to the front.
Eva's been dangling here for like 2 laps and might connect again here. That would be helpful. It's always nicer to be in the draft.
Scene 12 to go. Slowing up a little bit here. Following whose wheel?
Snowblin.
Yep.
this going to be a bell? I think this might be a bell. And that's going to be a Victoria Park.
It is. The early move. The sprinters lane's wide open. This is a change up. With 11 to go, Kim Chen, number 13, trying to close down the gap a little bit. There's Finlayson now starting to reposition herself. I like the move and the timing, but just the top speed is not going to quite match the catch here from Finlayson and Snoblin. Both position themselves, and Snoblin can just cruise now through this corner and probably take over the front here through the turn. Can Finlayson find a little bit more to hold on to her great position here through the turn? The rider in light blue trying to get a win here on one of these sprints, but Snoblin will take it. Finlayson for 3. And it goes number 5, then number 13.
Someone's just got to find a way to get up the road. I think that's all there is here.
Checking the leaderboard right now, in first place, taking all of the 5-pointers so far with 20. It's Snoblin. Eleanor Finlayson in second with 6. In third with 5 points is Tori Park. And in fourth with 4 is Kimberly Chen. The race for second is what it's feeling like right now, because, as you mentioned, if there's no riding away, trying to set up a break, try to apply really consistent pressure, this feels like it's a foregone conclusion at this point. The race for second going to be the one to watch. Right now it's Finlayson with 6, Park with 5. They're currently sitting second and third on the leaderboard. There's Finlayson at the front of the field. Field saying 7 to go. The points race nearing its conclusion. 2 more opportunities to sprint here. Tori on the front. Some interesting movement here as the field spreading out right as the bell's ringing.
Snoblin boxed in a bit. Third from last in the field here. About 6 riders falling into line in front.
Lily Kendall, had to maneuver pretty aggressively there over the top of Petard and still manages to come out in front of the group. Nice move from the rider from Ironfly. Oh, I think she'll get it just barely. Nice little bike toss to ensure it. I think it's 7, then 10, 8, and then 11.
That bike toss was so aggressive, I think I saw an air gap under the front wheel. That was pretty intense.
In slow motion, you could have probably seen some air there.
We'll post the photo later.
Yeah, will we? You'll work on that. That is Lily Kendall with the 5, and that sprint confirmed. Here we go, 4 to go. Here's a move. Tori Park thinking it's time to take a big 10 here at the end. It would not be enough. In fact, by the numbers, nobody can overtake Snoblin's number total here. And she's actually going to ride up the road here and join with Park.
Victoria Park still putting on the gas here with Snoblin in the wheel.
Snoblin with 20 points and nobody else above 10 basically means Snoblin's already won.
Unless she gets lapped.
Correct.
That is accurate.
That is accurate. So with the current race state being the race for second, Tori benefits from being up here, obviously in front of the field, trying to have less riders to race against. And Snoblin, if she takes the 10 points from Tori, kind of hurts her case a little bit. With 2 to go, field's starting to close things down a little bit. That's Jennifer Girth doing a pull here. Now Finlayson has a chance to bring things back together.
Yeah, the field definitely working a bit, but not pulling it back all that quickly, if at all now. Things rotating a little too quickly at the front there in the back pack. You know, my money's on these two staying away.
It does feel like they're going to have enough to keep away from the chasing field. Here's 1 to go, everybody. Put your hands together one more time for this elite women field on their final lap. 1 to go. Who's going to up in second place? If Tori can pick up 10 or 6 here, it's likely going to be her. Here it comes. Oh, I saw in the live chat. This is the pocket rocket, Kimberly Chen. Loading in one here for this last lap, bringing with her Kelly Darlene. The race for second, still very interesting here. Kim Chen making the catch, trying to pick up the 10. Snoblin wants to get it for herself, though. Snoblin one more time. Tori Park for 6. Oh, Snoblin will get the 10. Park for 6. Kimberly Chen, number 13, for 4. And Kelly Darlene on this last lap, number 2, picks up 2.
Sure did.
Lily Kendall, after all of the chaos is said and done, pardon me, there's her order. After all the chaos is said and done, with the breakaway race, as we talked about, if she could just find the 10 of the 6, likely going to end up in second. Tori Park does end up being in second step. Kimberly Chen for that final lap ends up in third, and Diane Snoblin, of course, your winner here with 32 of the points. Madison teams to the rail.
Corey, do you want to hold hands through this, just in solidarity with the crew out here?
In intervals of 1 to 2 seconds every minute or so.
Okay, very seldomly. Yes,
Yeah.
fair enough. So
Yeah.
like we could basically just high five from time to time. That would
right.
cut it.
Yeah.
All right.
Riders in the race to start. Relief riders on the rail still. Your Madison for the elite men getting started here into the neutral. We'll talk a little bit about this race format during these first couple laps. This will be a fun one, folks. I'm expecting a mixture of some great excitement, a lot of drama, maybe a little bit of chaos mixed in. Relief riders are getting the signal. They now can roll off. These are teams. We got 11 teams today, 22 riders in the Madison for 60 laps of points racing. This is going to be an exciting one. It's a points race, but in groups of 2. The active rider always has a partner somewhere on the track wearing the same jersey.
Ideally speaking, that's accurate.
That's helpful if
That's
they're doing
what
that.
You're looking for a partner. If you don't see your partner, well, boy, oh boys, you're in for a tough one.
So true. So notice these exchanges, we call them here in Madison Racing. Riders are going to come up to their partner, hold their hand out, and get tossed in. Ideally, what you want to do is you have a smooth transfer of speed from one rider to the other. As you're holding hands, you slow yourself down to toss your partner in, and off they go to take the next effort while you get a little bit of a break. Of all things, this was a legal loophole. That's why this race was initially created. It was to work around legislation that prevented these 24-hour-long races in Madison Square Gardens where riders would be on their bikes for multiple hours at a time. It was not necessarily the best situation. So how could you work around the loop? There was a loophole for that. How about we just do 2 riders and they take turns?
I love that cycling was so popular in the 10s and 20s that they had to make laws about it.
Get off of your bikes.
Yeah, stop riding and be productive in the workforce. The kids don't want to work.
Get back into the factory. It's pretty wild. But today we have this wonderful format as a result of it, which creates this very dynamic race where there's a lot of extra things that go on here. Just the execution of the exchanges becomes such a big part of it, especially these high speeds, and the timing of when you're going to do them, also very important. 57 laps to go. Look out for the bell coming up soon. 11 teams lined up here. Team black and the checkerboard colors. That was Brewer at the front. His teammate Campbell Parrish out there. Team purple doing a very high-speed exchange down the back straight. Looking very well measured. You'll also notice fields that are not doing the exchange currently, they are intended to go over the top of the exchange. So exchanging riders move to the lowest portion of the track they can. Field moves over the top. That's what you're going to see a lot of today. I did miscall that in the microphone earlier. It is a every 10 lap points race. So first bell at 51 to go. Thank you for the correction.
We do have a mechanical in turn 4. That's Carl Hafer with a bike issue. So Chris Wilson all alone in the yellow at the back here.
Oh,
Chris,
no.
Everyone needs to give it up for Chris. Chris is going to have to lock in and find a draft for quite some time before Carl. It looks like Carl may be back in. Might have fixed the issue here.
All right. I was starting to feel bad for the cowboy.
Nah, never. He's down to work.
Yeah. He's a good racer. He's found his way nearly back into that group, but that's a tough position to be in. Good thing his partners can be back in it. Just getting these early laps, good opportunities to practice these good high-speed tosses. Everybody's getting comfortable with the field. First opportunity for points. Bell will be ringing at 51 to go. National champ team, the Stars and Stripes here today of Kyle Perry and Aaron Beebe. Look out for them. Yes, national champions in the Madison represented here. They're currently in third spot in that lineup of teams. Rolling down the back straight, that's the front of our race. A couple of teams scrambling back up again. Team Pink making an exchange here. That looks to be Malicking being thrown in from Lynch. Bit of a missed exchange for the chasing team right in front of Malickian. Looks to be this dark red color, team 2. With Cohen Bigliotti and Jack Kennedy, the navy red color, trying to get back into this race. Turquoise and orange making an exchange. That's going to be Otis Hatfield being brought in on the back end of the field. We're about to get into this first bell. So let's pay attention now to the front, as the speed at the front of this race is where we're going to be watching. Coming into the first bell. Points this lap. Here we go. First sprint in the Madison. Elliot Crowther in the green leads this one. Gallagher in the colors of Waterline Racing, and the jump from the sprint, or the champions in the Madison, pardon me. Stars and Stripes are moving fast. There's Kovalchuk in the purple. Also, an excellent racer in the Madison. Great acceleration from both of these riders. That jump on the back straight, so good. Stars and Stripes picks up 5, purple for 3, Waterline 2, green 1. And here we go. We're starting to see the first kind of shattering of this group. Waterline catching onto the back of purple and the Stars and Stripes. And we got a break of 3 at 49 to go. Kyle Perry on the lead of the lap along with Gallagher in for the Waterline team. Team Purple on the lead of the lap. That's Kent Ross and Zachary Kovalchuk teaming up together as Team Purple. Currently in the race, that's Kent Ross. Coming up on yellow, which would be a catch on the back of the group. But I do not believe that it would be the field at any point here. A chase of 3. Looks like we're bringing this race back together a little bit. The pace slowing a bit at the front. Getting opportunity for the black team. That's Brewer, who's currently in for black, making the catch here in the middle of all the chaos. Many exchanges over there in turn 3. Coming out of all that is Team Purple still in the front of the race, about to bring yellow back into the rest of the field here. Yellow called down a lap. That's Team 7. That's the catch there officially. It's a break of 3, basically a field of 7 with just a little gap. Navy red over in corner 3, if we could catch that on the camera quickly, is the next team trying to struggle back up to the front. They are off the back still, and still within reach, though. They could get here, especially on the back end of maybe some slowing at the front. We've seen a little bit of that. So Team 2 nearly back into this field at 46 to go. .45 to go. Bell at 41. Kyle Perry First Internet Bank and the Stars and Stripes, your national champs, on the front. They are the leaders currently with 5 points after that first sprint. Team Purple, Kovalchuk and Ross are in second with 3. Gallagher and Fitzmaurice with 2 in third. And Crowther and Erickson, the green team, in fourth with 1. Exchange at the front of the group there with Gallagher tossing in his teammate, Fitzmaurice. The Waterline Racing colors currently in third place on the front of this field. Some good smooth exchanges for both Waterline and Purple as Kent Ross will come out of the race. In comes Kovalchuk, 43 to go. Lot of aggression here in the front of the field as we're getting some intermittent attacks, good recoveries from the field. The field's being very staunch, kind of keeping it all together. Look at this chaos through turn 2. Well-controlled chaos, I must add. Who's on the front is Stars and Stripes, of course, finds the right position. Perfectly placing their exchange. These two, Beebe and Perry, so comfortable with each other. So much trust for that pair and that partner. They get their Madison championship in Detroit, and they're trying to show off here as well in the Redmond Velodrome here at Jerry Baker. Down the back straight, it's going to be Team Black, though. Parrish taking over the lead of the lap. Gallagher following in line. Going over the top of a couple of exchanges here at the back of the race. Parrish for the black team picks up the 5. Gallagher for Waterline Racing for 3. Stars and Stripes for 2. Purple for 1. Stars and Stripes making a very important exchange here to try to hold on. Waterline Racing gets in fresh legs, as does Team Black. All of the leaders have new racers in right after the sprint, including Kovalchuk, who gets on the back of it, the rider in purple. Whoa! That's Team 6, pink, and Team 50, turquoise and orange, scored down the lap. 38 to go. The front of the race is Team Black right now. That's Brewer looking over the shoulder, seeing he's got the rest of these leaders right with him. The leaderboard, the score currently stands. In first with 7 is the Stars and Stripes team. In second, 2 teams with 5, Waterline Racing in black. In fourth with 4 is purple, and in fifth with 1 is Team Green. $37 to go. It's just exciting just watching like the baseline level of what this race can be, and then to watch these sprints and to watch the aftermath. It's so much fun.
I think my heart rate's at Z4 just watching.
Yeah, it is something to behold. There's your national champs at the front, your current leaders in the race. An exchange at 36 to go. These riders, green and pink, setting up for a catcher. That's Jeremy Cattell in for the green and pink team. Navy red color about to catch. That's Team 2. Bigliotti, I believe the rider in right now. Jack Kennedy, the teammate, trying to get the position back up onto this field, and they're about to do it. 35 to go. The Aussies are still cheering for every still frame they can find in this field. Got good enough coverage on the live stream, you can see what the frames are. You know what I mean? They can stoke it. They're looking for them. Having fun finding them out there. The racing continuing here at 34 to go. Next bell at 31. Black on the attack. There goes Brewer. Black team currently in a tie for second with 5. His teammate Campbell Parrish doing a lot of work on that last sprint. I think the idea with Black is to try to get Parrish in on the sprints, and on these intermittent laps, try to find opportunities for Brewer to create these opportunities to force the catch. If you're a Black team, you've got this great dynamic, different duo, right? You've got a little bit more motor out of Brewer. You have great finishing kick out of Parrish. You saw it in the crawl. He's got great, consistent, smooth speed. I like the way they're playing this so far. The champs both just really have an excellent, savvy approach to this race. I've been watching each of these exchanges and just how well they time it and place it. You can see why they've earned the Stars and Stripes. They clearly know their way in the middle of these fields. When it gets crazy, when it gets the most hectic is when they seem the most calm and positioning themselves so well. Parrish now in for Black as Brewer tosses in his teammate. 32 to go. Bell next time around. I suspect we're going to see Parrish in this race through this sprint, most likely for Black. Fresh legs for Purple as Kovalchuk gets brought in. Stars and Stripes will be the one to start the speed. Big move. BB gets tossed in by his teammate, and he'll go on the aggression. Big attack. You've got to have this great mixture of recovery and top speed, and BB's really got that figured out here for the Madison's why he's so effective. Gets brought into the race and immediately goes on the attack. Here comes Parrish, though. This is what I'm talking about. Black has this secret weapon. He is so smooth in the middle of the field, he's going to cruise his way up to the front. Parrish for another 5 here on this lap. BB, Stars and Stripes will pick up 3. Waterline for 2. Purple for 1. I don't know. Team Black's got something special figured out right now. This is working really well for them. And immediately after the sprint, who comes in? Fresh legs for Team Black. Waterline Racing, a slight miscue there in the exchange. They managed to get through it okay. Waterline back onto the wheel of the lead group of 3 now. 29 to go.
Team 2 and Team 8 still a little bit in no man's land on the lead lap, but and yet have yet to catch any points, but they're sticking in there, dangling about half a lap down. But in a group, they're catching a break here and there, being able to work with some other teams who have been down, but it's a bit crazy in the back here.
We're going to be bringing yellow team off the race. So yellow team is going to exit safely when they can here. Yellow team will be making their exit when it is safe to do so. Yellow team will make their exit when it's safe to do so. This group going through corner 1 that we're seeing on the live stream is a catching group. That's a chase. Next group that we're just commenting, that's navy and red over here, team 2 over in turn 3. Front of the race all the way over here in turn 1 right now. Sitting up above the blue line, some rotations going on. Who's going to take the next lead? It'll be Stars and Stripes just cruising into the lead. And yeah, everybody here, team 2, as the last group we just saw, that lone rider on the same lap as the field, has not been lapped yet, about a half lap back, as Nolan was mentioning. So impressive to be able to do this without any help right now.
There is a bit of a benefit if you can stay out of the chaos, make smooth exchanges, you're not having to accelerate, you can maintain some consistency. And so depending on the type of engine you have, it's not the worst thing to be alone, but you can't pick up any points if you're off the back. That's the hard part.
Our leaderboard, interestingly here, we now have Stars and Stripes and Team Black in a tie. So this is good. This is a great race for the top step of this podium right now. Waterline Racing in 3rd with 7, in 4th with 5 is Team Purple, and in 5th with 1 is Team Green. This is a great looking race so far, and at 25 to go, it's only getting better. So now it's really starting to become what's going to be the next move here. Who's going to make the next move at this front? We saw on the fresh exchange for Stars and Stripes, they got the sprint started at the last opportunity for points. Will something similar happen here? Is one of our other teams going to try to change things up? It's worked so well the way Team Black has played it, with Brewer kind of being off the front, keeping the pace, bringing Parrish in, fresh set of legs for those sprint laps. They've clawed their way back into a tie now with the national champs at this stage. These next 2 sprints, let's see if things might change up, as it's still Team Purple and Waterline Racing knocking at the door of that top step of the podium. Fresh legs is Kovalchuk's brought in. He'll get the speed going. Purple wants to attack. Waterline Racing also brings in new legs. Fitzmaurice is in the race now. Waterline makes the catch pretty quick, and Kovalchuk knows better than to keep helping somebody else go quick. He's up and out of the way. Brewer, though, will keep this thing going fast. That's the rider in black now to the lead. At 22 to go, I'm looking for his relief rider. There he is. He's trying to get in position for this exchange again. This is so well timed again. Everybody's trying to find the right position here to lead into this sprint. Stars and Stripes toss in Perry on the back end of this. Team Black getting into turn 3, looking for the exchange to happen before the bell. Kovalchuk on the lead of the lap, also looking for the exchange. Fresh legs for Purple. Whoa, everybody's got a new racer in right as the bell's ringing. 21 to go. Up and out of the saddle goes Kent Ross for Team Purple. Cal Perry for the Stars and Stripes right behind. Parrish in perfect position to score again. Look at this. He's just going to roll it up. He gets to do this time and time again. Stars and Stripes making an exchange in the middle of this, trying to get BB back into it. Are you kidding me? In the final 200 meters. Parrish and Gallagher. It'll be Gallagher trying to take it this time, and Waterline gets 5. Black for 3. Stars and Stripes 2. Purple 1. It's been the same 4 teams. It's starting to kind of fall into a certain pattern. Purple is finding 1 in each of these sprints, and they may not get another chance to fight for more if they lose the tempo right here. Kovalchuk has to do some work to catch. A good time to do it. Lots of exchanges in front of him. Can he get there before they get up to speed? And 19 to go. Waterline Racing is on the attack. Gallagher kind of hit the gas a little bit and wants Fitzmaurice to help. $18 to go. The field entering turn 1 right now. Your 4 teams and your leaders on the points as well. The race really is going to come down to these 4 teams. We've pretty much established that everybody else is off their pace and has either been lapped or is near about to get it pulled from the race here. I believe that's Team 50 getting found by the field here as they cross the finish line. It's 17 to go. After the previous sprint, let's check the leaderboard and see where the points are at. Waterline Racing picking up the big 5, changes things up. In first now with 13 is Team Black. In second is a tie, Stars and Stripes and Waterline Racing, both with 12. In fourth with 6 is Team Purple, and in fifth with 1 is Green. Leaders crossing the finish line now. Just off the field, Green, the team currently in 5th place with 1 point, got Elliot Crowther in there. They're finally getting their way back up to this field. They might just be able to get close enough to give Team 34, the single malt colors of Harrison Devine and Dylan Lawson, as well as Team Green, Elliot Crowther and Galen Erickson, a chance to maybe pick up a bit more points in the future sprints. They got to get here quick, though. 14 to go, a couple more laps before the points. Here's some exchanges. Single malt velo colors nearly there. All these hand-built wheels putting together this last effort. Here we go. The front's got 6 teams. Oh, interesting. The race for 3rd and 4th just got a little bit more dynamic as we added a few more teams into this group. 13 to go. Team 50 will make the exit when it is safe to do so. That is turquoise and orange. Baker and Hatfield. Turquoise and orange will exit when it's safe to do so. Our field is now 6 strong, with Devine and Crowther kind of being the final effort needed to get back up to the group at 12 to go. We've got a field of 6, and we've got 3 teams all within 1 point of each other at the top of this race. This Madison is still wide open. Waterline Racing making it interesting by picking up 5 on that last sprint. Their first time really coming to the front of one of those sprints. Big move here. It looks like that looks to be Green, the fresh team coming back up and getting aggressive as Crowther. Riders down in turn 4. Riders go high. Race is neutralized right now. We have the double gun, right high. Right high. Race is neutralized. Right high. Sending medical help over to corner 4 now to check in with our riders. The racing is neutralized in the meantime. No updates yet for our fans out there on the live stream that are curious about what's going on. We're just making sure everybody's okay and checking in. Might warrant checking in a little bit longer, so we're just making sure we get a full scope of the situation here before we continue on with our night. It appears that the rider is still down being checked as Kovalchuk at the moment, with other riders up and under their own power in a way, so we'll continue to check how Kovalchuk's doing. The plan is a restart from the rail at 14 to go, so we'll reset a couple laps and then we'll get the race going again, is what it sounds like. But that's not going to happen just yet. Kovalchuk did get up under his own power, is nursing what looks to be a bit of an injury, so riders that are at the rail will be restarting this race with 14 to go, and we'll start with the points that they had accrued previously. Getting near ready for our restart as the race surface is cleared up and ready to go here. heart goes out to Volchek. Obviously, not the way we want to see this great Madison race end for him and his teammate tonight. But we'll continue on here shortly. Billy's got what he needs here. Everybody lined up at the rail. Racers in the race away for a neutral to get this thing restarted. All teams left in the race are back here to the rail for their restart. Riders in the race, in the neutral again to get this thing rolling. 14 to go. Relief riders are off now. Of course, our sympathies to great athlete, great competitor Volchek, but also to the whole field. I mean, that's just kind of shakes you up a little bit. It kind of takes a little bit of the wind out of the sails for the excitement, that drama, everything that's building up in the race. We kind of have to reset ourselves. Same with the athletes. They got to restart this thing. They got to get their heads back in the game, shake the heebie-jeebies away from the crash that they just saw or were nearby. They got to get back into the game. They got to get ready for this thing. So let's see how this continues on. 2 more sprints to go. Leaders in the race right now is Team Black with 13. Stars and Stripes with 12. Waterline Racing with 12. Team Green, now as a result of the exit from Volchek's and Ken Ross's team, they're now in 4th with 1 point. 13 to go. Well, 12 to go. Stars and Stripes on the attack. There goes Calperi off the front. Gallagher in pursuit for the Waterline Racing team. Here's the exchange for the Stars and Stripes. The champ's going to bring in BB. Parrish for Team Black in great position here to follow up and try to do it. He was in all race, be in the perfect spot to get the 5. He'll have to find a way to... Here is Stars and Stripes is really driving the pace right now.
Yeah, they're really looking to get away. They've got great position, great experience. Their exchanges are smooth. Why not make it simple and just go up the road and claim it for yourself?
Not involved in that's unfortunate crash at all either, so they're both pretty fresh here. Got a little bit of rest. Time to just put the hammer down and go. Team Black getting 3, Waterline for 2 this time. And that's the single malt Velo's colors, Team 34 for 1 that time.
Waterline coming around here to take up second position as Black fading a bit, closing the gap on Team Stars and Stripes up the road. Still might come back together as a group of 3. They're all within the draft angle? Draft. What would be the word, Corey? In the vortex of the draft. Thank you, Chip Chase. That'll do. Close enough. They're feeling the draft.
I had no idea where we were going. So
sometimes I don't either, and that is the beauty of what we do.
After that last sprint, in the lead is Stars and Stripes with 17. In second with 16 is Black, and in third with 14 is Waterline Racing. 2 teams with 1 point apiece is Green and Haldy's hand-built wheels, both with 1 point.
Team Black not really looking to pull through. Not shocking because they have shown they have an exceptional sprinter in Parrish. And while those 3 up the road play games, Team 34, that's going to be Harrison Devine, is going to slowly make up ground. With some negative racing at the front, that just allows opportunities for the folks who've been distanced.
I've kind of adopting that term because I like it, this negative racing concept. It's something that we forget about, but it's so obvious when you see this. 3 really fast teams going pretty slow because no one wants to help the other rider, right? You're sitting in this position where, if I go fast, it's just helping you.
I mean, this group of 3 off the front honestly right about kitty kilo pace right now. So Team 34 is going to connect here shortly.
Couple of relaxed exchanges on this lap. Yeah, it just feels like, again, it's just kind of what happens when you have that. It's a reminder, it's that humbling reminder that you're just one mistake away from things kind of ending that quickly for your race. So it's hard to get back over that hump, I got to imagine, when you're out there in the group.
Indeed.
You can just see a little bit more hesitation, a little bit more pause there on that particular lap, but everything's coming back together here. And there's 6 altogether again. So points available all the way down this group as we get to the final sprint. Warning to Team 20, Stars and Stripes for language on the last lap. Official warning to Team 20 for language on the previous lap. 3 to go. Team Black trying to get into this corner before the exchange. You can see the relief rider rolling for a bit here. Now bringing Parrish in. Only a couple points separating the leaders. It's 2 to go. Stars and Stripes still your leader by just 1 point over Team Black currently. 17 to the leaders, 16 to second place, and in third with 14, Waterline. Whoa, the movement here, getting set up for the sprint. High speed coming through the corner. Your final sprint of the event, the GP closing up with this great Madison. 1 to go. The national champs take the front. Is there going to be an exchange in the middle of this? Parrish is in great position, though, to get these big points. Gallagher also in fantastic position for Waterline Racing. Parrish on the front now. Gallagher trying to find the big final points. Around the corner, this could be for the win. Whoever comes across the line, Waterline Racing. Not quite able to find it. It's going to be Parrish for the final. Big points. Team Black should end up on top step of the podium here for the GP's Elite Men Madison. Great racing all around. Again, not the story we entirely want to tell here when it comes to how that race unfolded, but in the end, we can still celebrate these fantastic athletes and a great show here today by all of them. Waterline Racing with great effort there at the end. Team Black with that final sprint, the teaming of Campbell Parrish and Daniel Brewer should end up on the top step of this podium when it's all said and done after picking up that final sprint. In second place with 20 points will be Waterline Racing, and in third with 19, Stars and Stripes. Excellent racing here today. Incredible Madison, what a show. Way to go from all of our competitors. Wow, what a weekend this has been. just about to give our sign off here for the live stream. Just getting a couple things set up here for you all. Here on the track, if you're here at the Velodrome with us, we are going to be doing podiums here for all racing, 5 deep, 3 for the crawl very shortly. Riders, staff, volunteers, everybody who's hanging out here, we're going to be doing a little extra celebrations at the end, so hang on for that as well. Hi there, folks. Once again, thank you for watching and being a part of this weekend. If you're watching live and still here, thank you. Please leave a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Nolan, it's been really fun once again for the few times I got to hang out with you out here over the weekend. I know you had some racing to do. It's been a lot of fun being up here with the deck, getting to commentate with you.
Thanks, Corey. I've had a great time as well, hanging out with you intermittently this long weekend. Fun final couple of races. That Madison ended excitingly, but some great performances from all the athletes this entire weekend, and appreciate being here with you as always.
Yeah, folks, if you're out there still watching again, please, your support is really appreciated. Cameraman back here giving a wave. Our staff up here is bringing you the broadcast. Appreciate your watching and your support. Thank you very much. More racing this season. If you want to catch us again next Friday, as always, 7 o'clock. We'll see you there for more racing. And until then, we look forward to hosting you for more great racing action here at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.
Ciao, ciao.